Hi, before we start this video off, if you want to skip me rambling about this farm, skip to these timestamps for the tips and tricks and armor mod setups of the build. I will tell you right now that I have gotten all the red borders from this raid by only doing this farm in less than a week. Don't believe me? This is how many clears I have of Last Wish. And in this run, I even used the wishing well to skip most of the encounters. By the way, this run was done on January 26th of 2022, a year before they even added red borders into the raid. It is absurd that I was able to obtain all 5 red borders for each of the 8 weapons in the Last Wish raid. Yeah, I might have cheated by using 3 deep side harmonizers for the tech and force. It still doesn't change the fact that I got all 37 borders by killing this witch so many times I have lost count. And before I absolutely lose all my knowledge on how to do this farm because I am never touching this raid ever again, here is the in-depth guide on getting all Last Wish red borders solo. So before we start this farm, make sure to have Wither Horde, Tractor Cannon, Sunbracers, these aspects and fragments, these mods, at least one slug shot if you're liking, like Heritage and Ness's Ablation, with these rolls respectively. If you don't have those weapons, just use whatever slug shotgun with a reload and damage perk. These are what I'm using. And lastly, a separate heavy weapon for you to switch off of to save as much ammo for your Tractor Cannon. Bipod would be great here, but I'll personally use a linear fusion rifle with reserve mods. To get started, try getting used to floating to Kalli this way to speed up your farms. To start the encounter, simply shoot her and avoid whatever she throws at you so that you don't receive any knockback. This is important so that you don't miss your Wither Horde shot, which will keep her stun locked for a period of time. Then stand on the plate and make sure to avoid those taken orbs, since those will instantly kill you. Then immediately switch to your tractor cannon and start dealing damage by throwing your first grenade right behind this wall. Then use your snap melee on this troll so that you can start spamming your grenades. Make sure to apply tractor debuff anytime as long as it is before the first ignition. Then step on the plate again for at least a second to respawn the thrall that comes out of the wall for you to use your snap melee again. Then again, spam your grenades and apply tractor debuff when needed. Rinse and repeat. You do this about 7 to 8 times depending on how fast you are. What's most important is reapplying the tractor debuff to maximize your damage of your ignitions and DOT stacks. You don't need to be perfect, just make sure to minimize the mistakes you make or else you won't be able to kill Kalli. Also make sure to leave at least one tractor cannon shot for when she teleports. When you see text on the bottom left of the screen, try to save or get your snap melee ASAP and use your snap melee on any thrall so that you can spam grenades for the last time on Kalli. Then pop your super, reapply the debuff, and use whatever you have on Kalli until she dies. That's it. Then, as soon as you get your rewards, you can go relaunch Last Wish and go back to the exact same checkpoint as you once was to repeat the farm. Just don't forget to re-equip Wither Horde and the other heavy weapon you have for Tractor Cannon reserves. From here on, you repeat this process and pray to RNGesus that you get the red borders you desperately need. Now for the tips and tricks section, this is the part where I will show you how to make farming Kalli faster and more efficient. The easiest way to do this is by simply equipping mods that increase your damage against taken enemies. These include Taken Spec on your weapons, which gives a 10% damage buff, and Transcendent Blessing on your armor, which gives you a 5% damage buff per armor piece stack. By the way, every time you do get armor pieces from the raid, I advise that you keep them if they have these specific stat spikes so that you could insert Transcendent Blessing on separate armor rather than your main ones since they are only one-time use, meaning that if you unequip it, you will have to re-obtain it. Another reason as to why you should keep raid armor pieces is so that you could take advantage of the raid specific mods, specifically Taken Armaments, which gives you heavy ammo every time you kill a Taken combatant in the raid with a grenade. This allows you to use your tractor cannon more frequently, which maximizes your damage in Kalli. You should also always remain in the air every time you chuck grenades in Kalli since you have heat rises, which gives you melee energy every time you get final blows while airborne. This is important because there are thrall that spawn near you every time you step on the plate, which get caught within the blast radius of your grenade. So by staying airborne, you get more melee energy. If you haven't already known this, you can level up your weapons by doing this farm. On our penultimate part of the video, I will discuss what armor mods you should use and what my recommendations are on your stats. The most important armor mods are on your gloves, which are double momentum transfers, and a melee kickstart mod. These mods tremendously increase your melee regen, which is crucial for soloing Kalli. Next are on your leggings, which include double void holsters and a void scavenger for your tractor cannon. Void scavenger ensures you get the most out of heavy bricks when you do not have taken armaments, while void holsters remove the need to manually reload. If you do have taken armaments, just equip another void holster to speed up the process. If ever you accidentally spend your melee when you need it most, you can gain more energy by using your class ability while having two outreach mods and a distribution mod. This allows you to gain up to 32% melee energy by simply phoenix diving. Lastly, in the helmet, if you do not have taken armaments, it is best to put as many heavy ammo finders as you can, just so that you can shoot more with tractor cannon. But if you do have taken armaments, just put whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. And finally, what stats should you focus on? Well, from what I have played with, having at least 50 mobility and 50 strength seemed to have been sufficient enough when it came to floating in melee region, and maybe something like 70 resilience is enough for survivability. Recovery could also be a good thing, but leaving it at 50 served me well enough. Well, discipline and intellect seem to not have done anything for me, so you might as well leave those as low as you possibly can. So yeah, that's it. That's all you need to learn and know to master solo farming Kalli. You have around 2 days to farm this before the next season starts, but I did see something about Last Wish being the first rotating raid starting next season. I might be wrong, but I can't really care because I already have all red borders for this raid. I don't really know if I'm going to keep uploading Destiny 2 content. I might upload some shorts of it and stuff, but it's only going to be a few. I have been playing a lot of CSGO lately with the boys, so there's a possibility of content from that game and maybe even some CS2 in the future. I do have some Destiny 2 moments and a ton of old R6 clips, so just let me know if you want to see any of those. But regarding guides, I don't think I can really give any more because I usually am a solo or duo player and a majority of activities in Destiny 2 is done with a team. That's pretty much it. Like, if you found the video helpful and if you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe. And if you hate Destiny 2, Siege, or CSGO, feel free to unsubscribe. Now I'm just gonna play a run of me killing Kalli semi-optimally in case you want to see more details or how I did my farms. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay glorious.